Good evening. The rumbling of potential labor unrest in Ontario schools is getting louder. Education workers have voted overwhelmingly in favor of strike action if contract talks don't progress.
An overwhelming 96.5% have voted yes for a strong strike mandate.
It's not an unexpected result, but it does send a message to the Ford government.
If this government will not budge, we are willing to strike for a contract that is good for students, for families, and for workers.
Education workers are the staff that keep the schools running and give added support to students. They are the education assistants that work with children with special needs, early childhood educators, clerical staff, and custodians.
I am disappointed. They've been striking against families for nearly 5 decades, and I think we're tired of it.
The two sides are far apart. The union is asking for a raise of $3.25 an hour, or roughly 11% per year over 4 years. The government is offering 2% per year for staff making less than $40,000, like part-time lunchroom workers, and 1.25% for those who make more. The union indicated it's not willing to move from its stance. The government is sending the same signal.
At this point, workers cannot afford for us to come down. We are losing workers daily.
I'm not sure anyone watching your show tonight is receiving a nearly 50% increase in pay and compensation. It's just not realistic, and the taxpayer can't afford that.
Parents don't need to be concerned that a strike is imminent, at least not yet.
We are still multiple weeks away from anything happening.
There are several steps to go through first before any labor action is taken. The union would have to ask a conciliator for a no-board report, which means a deal can't be reached. If granted, the union could legally strike 17 days later or start a work to rule.
You have said many times, Minister, that kids belong in school an uninterrupted year. So would you do immediate back-to-work legislation?
My hope is that cooler heads will prevail.
The two sides are back at the bargaining table Thursday and Friday this week, as well as 2 days later this month. The union says a lot will depend on what happens during those discussions. And don't forget, teachers are working on a contract, negotiating a contract right now as well.